Hello, everybody. This is Football Psych, and I am Coach Mike.
Hey, Lord, Sarge, and this good old Shaq, and I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. Aha. All right, everybody. This is the Commanders edition of Football Psych, and we are so happy for people to get ready to come here. Woo! He's a pass and a catch. Looking like mid-season form already.
Shaq, we got to get this down. I've been doing timing with you all season long, and you keep dropping the balls.
That's because you fake fun. You fake fun too many times.
Yeah,
we'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get that catch for a TD. You gotta beat McLaurin. You gotta get 15 TDs on the show.
I will. I'll get in real season form when we get closer to the season.
There you go. You gotta let them have an off season too, man.
Oh my God!
All right, we got so much to talk about tonight, man. We have got so many things. As y'all know, football never sleeps. It is 365 around here, and we're going to keep this thing going. So, welcome to the Commanders edition. I want to start off by talking about key dates. Right now, teams have the ability to extend players and re-sign their own players right now. They do not have to wait. They've got between now and March 10th to get their players signed, because come March 10th, well, that's kind of like the negotiating period of it. If you haven't signed your guys by now, believe me, they're looking elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So they're looking for whoever will give them a check. Another great important thing is, guess what happened today?
What happened?
Tell me.
Start of the NFL Combine. Like I said, the NFL does not sleep. So this is a chance where you will see some risers and fallers from those in mock drafts are already out there. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. And knowing that the actual free agency period will start March 12th, where contracts will be signed and trades will start happening, and all the things will all be leading up to going to Green Bay in April 24th through 26th to the NFL draft.
You know, that's why I saw a lot of guys doing the 40 on X today.
Yeah.
They got some beasts. So, I mean, folks, listen, there are some beasts coming up in this draft.
And listen, that's why I just, before the show started, I brought it up because we have such an instability in our backfield. That's why I brought up Trey Hendrickson, because he ran like almost a sub 4.3 of 40 at running back, 212 pounds. So I'm just saying, and we need to help. And he's not going to be a first round draft pick. So one of those middle round picks, he will be around.
Oh my goodness, that would be a juicy target if we can get that.
Yep.
Man.
We need some offensive help for sure. All right, so Large Sarge, tell us what you got going on here.
Oh dear Lord! So listen, it was so hard for me to cut through all the stuff out there, all rumor mill stuff. So folks, listen. This is just rumor mill. There ain't nothing done. It is just rumors. I heard there was 4 articles on Lamar Jackson coming to us today. Lamar Jackson. I'm like,
it ain't happening.
No. So it's just crazy. So here's some real deals that are out there that are consideration level kind of guys. Jaire Alexander out of Green Bay is looking to be cut, and it's a possible target for us. We can't afford him. He's going to be $20 million. I don't think we can. With a $75 million cap, I don't think we can get him. However, I think there is some interesting things beside Asante Samuel. Could be a target. He's in the right position, the right age, the right time, and the right money. Could happen. What you thought, Pat?
I mean, Asante Samuel Jr., I think it would be a good pickup, but he would be more. I think he'd be more of a practice squad player for us at this point. I mean, he's good, but that I'm gonna bring this up. But
practice
quarterback
squad.
Yes, look, if you think about this, right? I'm gonna tell
practice squad. Asante Samuel Jr. practice squad.
Do you see who I got my name as the tight end? Chardavius Ward. He's a stellar guy that the 49ers are going to let walk. That has ties to Adam Peters. That will solidify our secondary.
We ain't going to get both.
But he's better than the two guys you just named.
Yeah, but we ain't going to get both.
Yeah.
So he ain't going to put nobody like that with that kind of money on the table on a practice squad.
We will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have to see.
Can I make an argument for Jaire Alexander? So I wouldn't automatically say that this is not going to happen because he's $20 million. And let me give you a reason why.
Oh.
Because Marshawn Lattimore is worth 18. If you cut him, you got 18 right there. And our salary cap, with the plus up of the salary cap, is additional $4 million. So with that 18, that puts you at 22 right there. You can make this deal happen if you really want
it. If you wanted it,
and if they could do a sign and trade, Green Bay could do a sign and trade, and bring them in. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why you're the coach.
It's trade Marshawn Lattimore for Jaire Alexander.
Yeah, trade them, and you know what? You got the space to make it happen. But you gotta be in love with him. Like, you gotta really know, like, he's your guy, right? Because there's gonna be a little bit of marriage that's gonna come with that.
Yeah, he's 28. He's not a spring chicken, and he had a kind of a year, but that's why he's in the mix, because he might be cut. Green Bay thinks he's going to be cut. That's the rumor.
Yeah, if they can't afford him and he hits the street, then we won't need to trade him. But like, we could trade Marshawn Lattimore somewhere else and maybe pick up a pick and sign him off the street. And if he costs $20 million, it's going to probably be a 3 or 4 year deal. And you gotta, and I would be leaning more towards 3. But like, that's still a short-term marriage with the guy, you know.
$20 million a year for a guy that's 28, 29 in the NFL. You're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, you know, that's
all right. Here's the shocker. There was 2 shockers this week, but this week, Sarge got his ear on the street. His ear's on the street. And Joey Bosa's gonna get released.
Hey, now I'm gonna tell you this right now. This Joey Bosa one raised my eyebrow, and I'm gonna tell you why Joey Bosa raised my eyebrow. But one, even though he's injury prone, he's had his injury
last year
issues. Yeah, he didn't play that many games, but he's been a consistent factor. I believe if he played more last year, the Chargers would have went further than what they did, because the defense was stellar. But he's been the anchor of that defense for a long time. I feel like that we can get him for a bargain. And to have him on the end will be better than what we have right now.
That's the word. Him and Wagner. We bring him in and keep Dante Fowler, put Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong on one side. We got Joey Bosa on the bottom side. I mean, I can kind of see that. Even if we can be stupid.
Imagine if we could bring him in for maybe $4 or $5 million a year, and then we do something major and bring Myles Garrett in. I think this is phenomenal.
They're going to franchise tag him. That was the word today on the street. He's gone.
So he has to accept the franchise tag, Lars Sarge. They can offer to him only one.
Wait. I need a coach call. This is our part in the show where there's a coach call when we have.
Right. So franchise tags work an interesting kind of way, right? So when you first try to franchise tag them, a lot of players don't like the franchise tag, so we'll try to hold out. And so there's a small period of time in there where you could try to sign them to a long-term deal. And if it doesn't, the team does have the exclusive rights to the player and says, no, you will be under the franchise tag, right? But Joey Bosa is not going to be the only player in that category. Another guy that's in that category happens to be our Micah Parsons down in Dallas. He's the same way. He's going to, he actually signed a 5th-year option, not a franchise tag, but it works the same kind of way. But Dallas doesn't have the money to sign him to a long-term deal. So, like, even with the $4 million plus up this year in the salary cap, they were over $2 million over the cap already. So that only got them under the cap by about $1 million and some. But like, not enough. It's not enough to like think you're going to sign Michael Parsons, who's going to be like astronomical.
Maybe he's a team player and says, "I'll take what you can give me." He was not in the rumor mill this week. He was not in the rumor mill this week at all. Like,
I don't know what the rumor mill is, because there's certain things within the rumor mill that aren't true, right? And then there's other things that
everything.
Then there's other things that never come out.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I will tell you, Michael Parsons will tell you he wants to be a Cowboy for life.
Right.
He doesn't have the leverage to get that deal done.
No. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he wants to be a Cowboy for life. Okay, cool, got it. He wants to be a Cowboy for life. But at some point in time, as a competitor, what you want to do, you want to win. Now, the money, and you want to win because you know your career is short-lived. If he knows he can go somewhere and get paid and win, he would take a franchise at this point right now in the stage of the NFC East. He would take a franchise tag in Washington or Philadelphia before he does anything more in Dallas. If that makes sense, because he wants to win. He wants to win.
Yeah.
It's same with Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett will take the pay cut to come to the city if he know they're going to win. He know Philadelphia has a chance. If they keep that team intact with that young core they have a chance of going back to back next year. So
let me throw some rumor sweat on that.
So
news popped up today that they're already looking for Dak's replacement in Dallas.
So before we get to that, let's keep on this topic right here about this franchise tag. Players, you find out how players are really committed to one thing or another when they're franchise tagged. Yep. Because if they're franchise tagged and they're holding out for money, a franchise tag, they'll piss and moan about it, but they'll still play under it because they get paid as the top 5 salaries of that position. So they'll still do it. Yeah. However, if they're not like that sold on that team, they will hold out, they will fuss, they will moan, they will do everything they could possibly do to be traded. And we'll see, because you'll hear that when free agency starts kicking off about who's not happy and who wants to go. It's a little too early for people to throw out how unhappy they are right now.
I can tell you right now, we had one of those guys, and I call him the biggest thief in NFL history, Kirk Cousins. This man has been franchise tags making $30, $25, $30 million a year. He didn't complain because he was there for the bag. He didn't care about winning. He didn't care about stats.
You get special accommodation for that comment.
Yeah. the biggest we had him, the biggest thief in the history of NFL. Went to Minnesota, got a long-term deal. Then they franchise tag him. Atlanta went down there, got that nice dumb deal. Then they said, okay, we either gonna franchise tag you or we're gonna release you. That man has been stealing money since he's been in the NFL.
He has. 4th round pick, been stealing money.
He's got the best agent in the NFL.
Yeah.
I will tell you, if I was going into the NFL and I was like, hey, who am I going to go with an agent? I'd be looking like, well, who's Kirk Cousins as? I want that guy.
I want Cousins guy.
I want that guy.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Yeah, he's like the real Jerry Maguire, ain't
he? Yeah. For real. No. I'm gonna tell you, there are 3. Since we're in this little rabbit hole right here, there are 2 other players they have been stealing from the NFL for a long time, right? For a long time. This was Kirk Cousins is one for sure. Kirk Cousins is one. Like, he's been stealing for a long time. But I'm gonna tell you somebody that he's out the league now, but he was stealing money for a long time. Antonio Brown was another one. He was stealing money for a long time. Once he started to hit that decline, he's like, well, you signed me for $25 million. I would stay here and I would play for this year, blah, blah, blah. He was stealing money for a long time.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Look,
wouldn't it be the funniest of funniest if we got Kirk Cousins back as the backup?
Oh my God.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you one more, one last one. This dude been stealing money for a long time. He been in the league about 7 years now, and he's managed to find a way to get paid every time. Juju Smith-Schuster.
No one's ever set a record.
He's another one. Yeah,
he's another one. He's found a way to get paid. He's been stealing money for a long time.
All right, T. Higgins was up on the top last week, but this week he's down because it looks like they're going to franchise tag him. But guess whose star is continuing to move up? Cooper Kupp. It's looking like a real deal with Cooper Kupp to be our number 2.
I don't know about that one.
Everyone is talking like it's gonna happen.
Well, so Lawrence, this is my thing with that right here, right? We're about to have a Terry McLaurin that's on the other side of 30. We don't need we don't need 2 aging receivers. We need to keep our core number 1 in Terry McLaurin, and we need to search around in this draft for a receiver or possibly look for somebody younger like Godwin or T. Higgins, someone we can afford. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we need to look around the draft. We're not going to go out and get an older aging Cooper Kupp, though he's reliable. But we need another down the field threat, big body. You know what I'm saying?
He's way too injury prone.
We need a
even know
big body.
Coach Matt Mike and I playing against San Francisco. Cup was always injured, or against whatever LA. He was always.
So we do want to welcome all those fans that are out there watching the show right now. Please put your comments in the comment section. Great seeing you, Jack. Great seeing you on there, Jim. We sure appreciate you guys. It'll be very, very interesting to see. Like, we're speculating right now, Lars Sarges. This is speculation time. We don't know anything that's going to go on. Like, March 10th is when you're going to really start hearing teams really coming to terms with players and their agents. You're going to hear a million rumors. Like, anybody who hits the street, believe me, if you were watching shows, those prospective shows with the other 31 teams that team doesn't belong to, or you can just say all 32, the team that they're currently on doesn't believe that they're going anywhere. But everybody says that they're going to come to their team, right? So, like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. That's all right.
We got to send out a shout out to Ophel. Ophel's never chimed in before, and he's on the show. Welcome, Ophel. He wants to hear about the Giants.
Hey. Now let me tell you this right here, right? Because I'm looking at this list of receivers you have on, but there are two receivers that I feel like they should be on this list that we're not talking about, right? One being Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's a sharp route runner. He's a little bit older, but he still has the speed and the size, right? So Amari Cooper. Stephon Diggs is another one. This is going to be a free agent this year. He's another guy we can bring in for league veteran minimum that can help us out, right? So these are guys that are not on the list that we're not going to pay big money to.
DeAndre Hopkins out there too, don't you?
Yep, DeAndre Hopkins is out there. So these are guys. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like should be on this list being talked about. Other than Cooper Kupp, I would like to see T. Higgins and Chris Godwin come in, but we can't forget about the talent, especially with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper looked good this year.
All right, hold a sec. Now, Amari Cooper ain't going nowhere. He's in his hometown. But the surprise this week for me was seeing Godwin come up in the rumor mill. The Godwin might be a possible chance for us to grab. That was crazy.
Well, I mean, let's think about this though, right? And let's be realistic. Let's look at what Chris Godwin has had. Chris Godwin as a receiver, right? Chris Godwin has had a Baker Mayfield that's been playing lights out for 2 years, right? And he had Tom Brady, right? Outside of that, what has he really done outside of that, right? Mike Evans excelled no matter who the quarterback was.
That's
no
right.
matter what. Jameis Winston, Mike Evans was the guy. So you know what I'm saying? A number two, yeah, he fits that number two mold. But what would he look like outside of Tampa Bay? You know what I'm saying? Though we have the quarterback for him, but I mean,
you got to be wary of a number two behind somebody like Evans, right? Mike Evans drew a lot of coverage his way.
Again,
I think Godwin is a superstar. If we were to be able to pick up Godwin, that would be definitely a team improvement.
Now, I want to keep kicking this man today because I did say he stole money earlier, right? But everybody thought the same thing about Juju Smith-Schuster. When AB was on the field, Juju Smith-Schuster looked like a superstar. And as soon as the AB left, we saw who the real Juju Smith-Schuster was. He was not that guy. He was not that guy. Hence him being traded like 4 or 5 times since then. So, like, we don't know what we're going to get in Chris Godwin.
It's true. All right. So what else you got on here, Lars Sarge?
Well, so this was circulating, but it didn't make the list last week because it was like so far-fetched. But apparently, in just 7 days, Tyreek Hill seems to be a real possibility.
No, okay. So look, what about Odell? Yeah, look, what about Odell? How you doing? Hey, but no, this is the thing with Tyreek Hill, right? So Tyreek Hill, he wants to win, but guess what? Tyreek Hill has Super Bowl rings. He's already been to the mountaintop. Right now, he's already been to the mountaintop. He's been there numerous times. He's been to the mountaintop, right? The thing with him right now, because he's getting to the end of his career, he wants to get paid. Winning is a high priority for him right now. But $25 million is also a win for him at this point in his career.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He wants it in Miami. Because here's one thing I know about Tyreek Hill. He loves Miami. He loves riding around in his Lambo in Miami. He wants his $25 million, and he don't want to pay state taxes.
He didn't like it when the cops pulled him over.
Yeah, but they worked that out.
He didn't like that at all.
He didn't like that at all, but he worked it out.
What are you doing?
But he don't want to pay state taxes either. So like he doesn't want to leave Miami really.
No. Now, again, we talk about state taxes and luxury taxes that he don't want to pay. Imagine him going to Houston. Stephon Diggs walks away. Tyreek Hill goes to Houston. They were with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Their receiving core is already phenomenal. Stephon Diggs added to that. So imagine that him going there because Stephon Diggs may not be in Houston in the fall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't see him coming to Washington though.
Othel's saying he's got good years left, and I agree with Othel on that. And he'd open up the run game because he's going to stretch any defense. I totally agree. If we could get him, we should take him. But
yeah, I would agree. Like, and believe me, every team in the NFL is saying that.
Right? All right.
So what is our probability in Washington of getting him? Right. So Othel, I don't know. Are you a Giants fan? I don't know, but
he's a Giants fan.
If he's a Giants fan, I guarantee he would love him being the Giants. So like nobody would turn down Tyreek Hill, but
yeah. Well, it depends on the money, right? All right, let's get to the last one and move on this show. So interesting, cool thing. You see the Madden 25 logo. The Commanders signed John Madden's grandson, Jesse Madden, as the OC quality control coach.
Yeah, it's good old nepotism in the NFL.
Nepotism.
The Commanders. It's got to be a sign for a Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness, man!
It's a sign. We have Madden on the staff.
There's some good old friggin' NFL nepotism for you because I ain't never heard no Jesse Madden before.
Well, it's his grandson, for God's sake.
Okay, so he's related. I mean, come on. Doesn't mean he has any talent.
Did he even play? I know he went to Michigan, I think. Did he even play while he was there?
Yeah, he played.
Oh, okay. You know, he may have been the ball boy up there. It's like, man, let's go ahead and hire the ball boy is a QC.
Well, I gotta hit this one out to left field of the coach. What is an offensive coordinator quality control coach? What is that, coach?
All right, so for you.
I would say, let's look this up. I don't know.
Yeah. So for let's keep this show going because quality control for a quarterback thing, whatever, man. Make sure your cones are lined up straight. I don't know. So the Commanders 2024 draft class came out came out from NFL.com, was ranked the number 1 draft class in the NFL. Yeah,
that's right.
Woo, baby. So obviously that came from Jaden Daniels, Johnny Newton, Mike Sandstro, Brandon Coleman, all starting at least 11 games. They got a grade of A for their draft class. It helped their team go from 4-13 to 12-5 in an NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels was named Offensive Player of the Year. He also posted the highest completion percentage and rushing yards by a rookie in NFL history. And Johnny Newton also led Washington in tackles.
We love Newton. We talk about him all the time.
And that was Shaq's guy right there.
That's my guy.
That's your guy right there.
Yeah.
But overall in this draft,
man,
I will tell you, all of these players from the 2024 draft class did something this year.
Yeah.
Some of those that weren't mentioned on the previous slides, Benson Knott, he was actually rated the best of all rookie tight ends in blocking.
Oh, I'm about to say, I know you weren't going to say receiving because Brock Bowers made the all NFL.
Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
You had to wait for me to finish the statement. But he got the highest blocking grade of any rookie.
But don't we all agree? Benson Knott did not get enough targets.
No. Yeah, he didn't.
Neither did Luke McCaffrey.
No, definitely not.
I had so many high hopes for
all
of these guys have earned their spot to be back on the roster.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Another unsung hero on this roster This list right here, the draft class is John Baptiste. He had a good year this year.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, John Baptiste had a good year this year.
Yep.
Jordan McGee had a decent year, but John Baptiste had a real good year this year.
I don't remember ever us calling a review on singling out Jordan McGee ever.
No.
We never, not one time, mentioned that boy's name. Now, what did he do? What do you like him, Shaq?
Well, what's the name? Now he did step in. Okay, so in like nickel defenses and stuff like that, he was on the field. He played a lot of the pressures. Like when we would blitz, we would send a all-out blitz and stuff like that. The linebacker that was back in coverage, it was him. It wasn't Louisville or Wagner. When they were saying everybody, he was the one in coverage because he's younger, he's faster, more agile. If you go back and look at any of the footage, whenever we did all our blitzes on the quarterbacks, Joe McGee was the guy that was covering the tight ends or the running backs coming out the backfield.
All right, talk to me about Dominique Hampton. We never brought his name up ever, not once.
Well, he was a safety guy that was predominantly used on special teams, and he apparently he did everything he was asked to do. But he's more of a developmental type of player for how they use him on the safety, and their safeties. I think he's learning behind some really good guys. I mean, for sometimes when these later round draft picks, you got to give him 2 or 3 years to find out what you really got.
Yeah, I mean he was deep, but okay.
No, but there's nobody on this list that they're saying is a bust.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying like for these draft picks, Adam Peters hit a home run with these guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm looking at this right. I'm glad that we drafted Jayden Daniels, right? I'm glad I'm gonna say this because this year's draft class of quarterbacks coming out is horrible, average at best. It is average at best. There may be
running backs in there.
There's some running backs. There's a lot of receivers, offensive line, defense in this. But the quarterbacks in this draft, even the guys who's going to get drafted in the top 10, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, these guys are average at best. Cam Ward may stand out a little bit if he's in the right system. Mm-hmm. But Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders are average at best.
But in depth, I think we did well. I think we did well in depth.
Yeah. But going back to this quarterback situation, they say that they're out of all the quarterbacks coming out of this coming draft, none of them even equate to like the top 4 quarterbacks that was in the last draft.
From last draft.
Yeah. So yep. And then not only that, they I'm telling you, I like somebody here pointed out something to me about Shedeur Sanders, and I went back and I watched one of the games, the bowl game, particularly, right? And I noticed something. He would fit good in the Kingsbury offense because the majority of his plays were screen passes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 60-70% of his passes was like screen passes, stuff like that. So
I think he really would too, but like I think teams are going to reach, and teams and somebody's going to bring him in with the idea that he's going to be starting, but he's not starting caliber.
No, none of these. Only is Jackson Dart and maybe Cam Ward, the only 2 quarterbacks that's coming out that I feel like going to get a chance to start. I feel like they may be ready. Like may be ready.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It depends on their situation. They may be ready.
But none of them are as talented as Jayden Daniels.
No, absolutely not.
So
all right, gents. I got a couple questions. Let me throw it to both of you first. First from Othell because he's new. I'm going to give him the top seed here. His comment is Peters is the best GM in the game. Debatable, but could you agree?
He's good.
He said the Lattimore move was a genius move, and a full season he should be a Pro Bowler. And I say I have to agree.
No, I don't. And we had this conversation already. I feel like he's an overpaid St. Jude's. I told you this already. He had success down in New Orleans, right? He did. Him and Mike Evans was going at it, stuff like that throughout the years. He played a lot. He played a lot of good top 10 receivers, right? But let's look at his production this year when we faced off against top 10 receivers. He got cooked. He may not have been 100% healthy, right? But he cost us penalties. He cost us games. He cost us yardage. I'm just saying.
System halfway through the season and injured. Give him an off season. Give him an off season and get healthy.
Large Sarge, he was getting beat in man coverage. There's no playbook for man coverage. He was getting beaten man coverage.
Coach, your opinion, Lattimore?
Well, I didn't like that he was an arm grabber. Every time he was in man coverage, like he was always hugging on somebody's arm. So, and he was getting called for PIs a lot. It's because he's a double hand arm grabber. So like he's got to break that habit for one, but two, you know, it's a roll of the dice. You know, like the talent's there historically, but you don't know if he's lost it, and you don't know how much the injury and then the climate change really affected him. The issue with that I have with him is not so much that I wouldn't mind giving him an off season to see what he looks like. It's that he's so freaking expensive. When you're like $18 million, like you either got to come in and put up, or like you're on a very, very short, we got to cut you loose.
Yeah, you need to own it right up.
$18 million price tag for him. If it was 8, I wouldn't even blink. I would be like, yeah, you're coming back. But 18, I have a hard time with 18.
And that's my thing. We're paying. I'm not paying. This guy he came injured, but I'm not paying who is supposed to be our number one lockdown corner $18 million a year to go out there and cost us 50, 60 yards every time he's on the field for pass interference calls.
Yeah, that can't happen.
Dumb holding, stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
I love the aggressiveness, like Othel's saying, but you can't have that happen.
Well, look, and then not only that,
not for that money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then not only that, right? He was down there with that loser team for so long. He brought that piss poor attitude with him, and we seen it on the field. Arguing with the receivers, pushing them in the face. I mean, it's okay to bring the edge, but that edge cost us plays and all that stuff. He brought that piss poor attitude with him. Like
you're on point tonight, man. You're on point. All right. Jack, I got a shout out to you, Jack. Jack saying, what do you think about B-Rob getting demoted this year? I think Jack's on to something. I think he knows something.
He said, what about him getting demoted?
Yeah.
Well, this is my third time saying it. Trey Hendricks, we already looking at him in the draft. We look from Ohio State, and then we're looking at the running back from North Carolina in the draft already. These are people that are on the Commanders' radar. So we know that our backfield situation needs help.
Yeah, and we also know like he's a little bit banged up, and there's a short life for Alabama running backs. We've talked about that before too. So,
but look at this. Coach just brought up our mock draft for the Commanders.
So this is
and there ain't no running back in it.
So, but this is for the first round pick.
Yeah.
So this is for the number 29 pick. This is the top analyst from NFL.com, and what they say is their number 1 pick. Right. So when I look at this, it's interesting. Only one person, and that's Cynthia Freeland, who said a wide receiver. Everybody else, pretty much had, it was either O-line or D-line or linebacker. Right. So
I saw film on X today with Gennaro Felice. And I like what I saw.
Well, my guy's on the list, and that's the guy that we're going to draft. Dan Quinn is a defensive guy. James Pierce Jr. is going to be our guy in the first round. Our guy's on the list. My guy's on the list. Yes, wow. James Pierce Jr. is going to be our guy. I think we're going to fill the offensive line gaps through free agency. But James Pierce Jr., because we need to solidify those ends with somebody that's going to be around for a while. James Pierce Jr. is our first round guy. Mark my words. That's me. I'm calling it.
You're calling it.
If he is still on the board by the time we draft, James Pierce Jr. is going to be our guy.
Anybody like Lance Zierlein? I need to see more film on him. I'm gonna watch more film on that guy. I saw something on X that I liked.
So I do like
3 offensive tackles here, so they got the message.
Yeah, they got the message. I do like the defensive end at the spot though. I do like James Pierce Jr. Like you said, I would be okay with JT. I would even be really good with Campbell, because Campbell, even though he's listed as a linebacker, he's really an edge rusher on the outside. He's kind of a Micah Parsons kind of player.
Yep.
And so for him to come off the edge, he's probably a little bit on the small side, but I love his motor, because I think he weighs into like 245 or something like that. So, but I think the defensive end position is one, like, we need a pass rusher. And if we go out there and get one in free and see, I'd love for us to also bring in a rookie to develop.
And now I'm gonna tell you another guy I'm gonna tell you another guy to watch out for. So in the first round, say we do draft an offensive tackle, right? We draft an offensive tackle in the first round. In the second round, the beginning of the second round is what we draft. Keep an eye on Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Remember, he had a phenomenal game in the national championship, but he's been playing like that since he's been in school. He's coming out this year. He's not gonna be a first round draft pick. So in that second round, the early picks in the second round, he should be a guy we should be looking to draft up to pick up to help with the defense as well.
I can't agree with you more. It's like, I think within these first 2 picks, we've got to come up with an edge rusher in these first 2 picks.
You think an edge rusher is more important than an offensive tackle?
I mean, I'll take an offensive tackle as well in there, but like, I'm saying the first 2 picks, we need an edge rusher. And there's going to be offensive tackles out there that are hitting the street that we can pick up affordable wise. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we pick up a couple of different linemen, even though we got all 5 starters coming back. But I wouldn't be surprised, especially left guard to replace Allegretti and push him more to a backup role.
I'm with you on that. But Coach, serious question: shouldn't we be looking to find that guy, an offensive tackle that we need on offense first?
No,
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we don't know what we're going to get from these guys coming out the draft. When you can get somebody proven it's already in the NFL, like you know what I'm saying.
You think we're going to satisfy offensive lineman needs, which we desperately need
in free
agency.
Yes,
and we're going to draft edge.
We're gonna draft edge. We're gonna draft edge.
Okay.
We're gonna draft
I don't know if
offensive skill set players, running back, receivers. We're gonna draft safety. We're gonna draft cornerback. We're gonna draft because Bobby Wagner's old, so we're gonna have to find a replacement. We're gonna draft a linebacker. I'm telling you.
Here's my prediction. I'm gonna make a prediction. We screw up if we don't draft offensive linemen first. Period. We screw up
in the first round.
I don't care what round. The first guy off the board should be the best offensive tackle.
Well, that's the first round. I mean, we have the 29th overall pick. So I mean,
I'm just saying we should take the best guy available at offensive tackle in the first round. I think we're going to address edge rushers, cornerbacks, running backs.
So
free agency.
No. I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to humbly disagree with you on that, Lars. So I'm going to tell you why. Right. So we can draft James Pierce Jr., but we're going to get a guy with a good motor that we're going to have for 5 to 7 years. You know what I'm saying? We get a good run out of him, right? Or we can go out and get a wounded dog like Joey Bosa for you know what I'm saying? A wounded dog like Joey Bosa, or somebody we can pay $20 million to Myles Garrett, or we can pay this rookie that we're gonna get the same kind of productivity out of for the rookie contract, right? Now Joey Bosa, if he gets cut, we can bring him in for $2 or $3 million.
Yes,
and that would be
rumor. Yeah,
that would be phenomenal. But I still say we address the defensive end first, because that would the offensive line start kind of figuring it out as the season went along. And then
they did get better from week 1 to they did. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree that somehow that patchwork offensive line found a way, but then in the playoffs it started to go like this.
When
they got against better teams, the weaknesses showed up.
Well, the offensive line was banged up. I mean, the guy that played the best on our offensive line was a guy that got subbed in, Trent Scott. Trent Scott had phenomenal. When old buddy got injured and Trent Scott took over, he looked phenomenal. Didn't allow any sacks. You know what I'm saying? He played great. So
he did his job.
He did his job. So.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, we're going to see they're going to start tipping their hand a little bit come March 10th when you start seeing who we sign on free agency. If we go out there and we start making some deals, and you start locking guys in, then you kind of know where we're not going to necessarily go in the draft.
And look, and Jeff said defense wins championships, and we just saw that with the Philadelphia Eagles. They did number one defense. Their defense was phenomenal.
They proved it.
So Jeff is correct.
Again,
Yeah, and I really think I think we need an edge rusher badly. I even say we need to get a top tier edge rusher out of free agency as well. We need 2. I don't like any of the edge rushers we have. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of people are like on to Dante Fowler. He's a part-time dude. He's a part-time player. He is not an every down player. If you look at his snap count, he was not a full-time player. You can poop on that or you're not. I'll get to it here in a minute.
Open.
He had 10.5 sacks, but he was considered a full-time player on that. He was a substitution package guy. I think we tried to push him a lot more than what he is. He's not good at the run stop. There's a lot of things where he gets out of position on. Everybody can jump all over it because, 10.5 sacks. Okay, we want 10.5 sacks. I'm not going to lie against that. That's great. But you are playing 30 downs per game.
Yeah.
So, like, I need more than 10.5 sacks. I need you to make tackles. I need you to freaking also be able to have containment on the outside.
Hey, Shaq, look at the tackle stats on Fowler. Look at his tackle stats.
I am, but man, Mike, hear me out though. Man, Mike, for a guy that we paid $2 million, he led our team in sacks. This is a guy that we paid $2 million.
I'm not saying don't bring him back. I'm just saying he's not a starter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying
you don't think we could just get one guy opposite him and be solid?
No.
Give him help?
I think we need another guy.
You think we need 2 and put Fowler behind?
Yes. And sub him in and keep him fresh where he's pass rushing. So, total number of tackles for him last year was 39.
Jeff says Coach Red Mike don't like Fowler because he's a Florida Gators guy.
That's true. Fan Gators, man. Jeff just called me out.
Yeah.
Jeff just called me out. Jeff, come on, man.
Oh, man. Jeff, good one. I love it, Jeff. Give the coach some
Florida Gators, man. Freaking Florida Gators guys suck, man.
You know,
for that alone.
Now I'm gonna tell you something funny.
That's funny.
Dante Fowler had more interceptions than Emmanuel Forbes did this year.
All right, we're going to re-sign him. We're going to definitely re-sign. I do want him back. Listen, guys, I do want him back. But to me, I need more production out of my defensive ends from a run-stopping thing. Like, we got to think, like, right now, we have got, like, the team we got to beat in our division and in our conference is the Philadelphia Eagles. If you don't have somebody that can contain and stop Saquon Barkley, if you can't be able to contain guys like Jalen Hurts, we're going to be struggling. So, like, we need to bring in more help.
We had Fowler and Armstrong.
Not enough.
So we replace Why not put Armstrong back, keep Fowler, and add a number one?
Armstrong did not play across from him. Armstrong did not play across from him. It was Cleveland Farrell that played on the other side. And he's a free agent.
Get rid of Farrell, keep Fowler and get him some help.
Yeah, I say keep Fowler, but like you get rid of Cleveland Farrell, who's still under contract, but you get rid of him. And yeah, you let Armstrong hit the street, and then you let Armstrong hit the street.
Ooh, look at all this smoke coming off of Coach tonight.
I'm telling you, let him hit the street.
This smoke is coming off the coach.
Ain't nobody else going to re-sign him.
No.
He'll be there.
Look, I take that back. Emmanuel Forbes did have one interception. Now look, but he had more interceptions than Quan Martin, Iganagoby, Michael Davis, Percy Butler. He had more interceptions than all these defensive backs. Marshawn Lattimore.
You're wrong. We need one. We need one opposite him. He's a keeper.
I want one free agent, and I want to draft a guy.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I want on the edge rushers. And yeah, you keep Dante Fowler to rotate in the mix. I definitely want to keep him. but he's a package guy. I want to keep him fresh, and I want him rushing on rushing downs.
Everyone,
That's all he does is rush. That's all he does.
We got everyone out there listening. You know what Coach is pissed about? He's still pissed that we got rid of Sweat and Young. That's why he's crying about the edge rush.
I'm upset about Montez Sweat. I'm pulling out over it.
Can't get out of his head.
2 years.
We got rid of our 2 bookends.
Hey, you know what though? And Chase Young with that in New Orleans start eating all that jambalaya and gumbo. He did put some weight on.
Coach Gill is not forgiven Rivera for doing that.
No.
That's what this is all about.
We don't
admit it.
Yeah, we don't have no more Rivera's picks, first round picks left.
No.
Thank God.
All right, guys.
Everybody's saying Hassan Reddick too. Now, I think he's gonna come with a price. So
yeah, he will.
All right, so the NFL Combine, it's they reported today. All right, but it really kicks off on the 27th. Right, they reported today. They're doing all the weigh-ins, their measurements, blah blah blah. Come Thursday, though, that's when the real drills get serious, right? And defensive linemen and linebackers. And then you see the rest of the schedule there that's going on to it through March 2nd. So I will tell you, those guys that are listening, we will probably pre-record the show for next week, and it won't be live stream because Lars Sargent and I are going to be on a cruise ship. We got to do something in our off season. We got to blow some bubbles.
Mexico. Divers.
That's right. We are scuba divers.
We're divers, by the way, if you didn't know.
That's right. We are divers, and we like blowing bubbles. So we got to do it and then get back here and get ready for free agency and the draft. And so anyway, so that's what we've got as far as the schedule. You can watch that stuff. NFL Network will be playing all that stuff for you. Yeah. And then here is something that came out from Washington's Wire. 12 free agents the Commanders should re-sign. Now, I will tell you, I don't agree with this list. I'm just going to throw it out there. I just put it up.
I need to read this. It's a small type. Let me see.
All right. So the first one up, and we'll talk about them one by one real quick. All right. So first one up, Bobby Wagner. He'll be age 35. A lot of people are saying that this is a 1-year deal, no-brainer re-signing.
Yeah, no-brainer.
What do you say, Shaq?
Yeah. I mean, if he don't retire.
Yeah.
He's got the playoffs. He's coming back for a year.
Yeah.
I think he'll come back for one more. I mean, he had a great year last year. He still led the team in tackles. I think,
And he brings a kind of like a brute force to the defense. Him and Louvu brought a different kind of like force that we haven't seen in that defense in a while. It's like brute. It's like we come in here to break stuff up.
That's right. I love that. So yeah, I mean, even if we do go out and get another linebacker, you don't mess with that. You bring Wagner back too.
Yep.
So Zach Ertz, and that's one. He will also be 35, and he's still playing at a high level.
Had a great year. No injuries.
He played. He started in all 20 games last year.
No injuries. Keep him. Just keep him.
I let him walk. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I let him walk. I let him walk because we can get a younger tight end in free agency. A younger
you got
faster.
Vince Sinat.
No. A younger, faster, same reliable hands. If you look at Zach Ertz running down the field, he took a lot of plays off. He would run a couple yards, turn around and just stand in one spot.
Yeah,
he took a lot of plays off.
But he's pretty good at that, and he won us some games.
He did, but I would let him go.
All right, the next one we have is quarterback Marcus Mariota.
100% about it.
They say he's perfect for the system. Do you bring him back or?
They should let him go and bring in Kirk Cousins.
I don't think we can afford him as a backup. His agent will ask for like $30 million.
Yeah. No, yeah,
I love you, man. You're too funny. Oh my God, that's funny as hell.
All right, we already talked about him, but Dante Fowler recording as 10.5 sacks in a part-time role.
Yes,
bring him back.
Bring him back, right? Yeah, I'm good with bringing him back. I'm just like, hey, we need more help, right?
All
obvious. Right, Jeremy Shin, and now he's still making payday. Do we bring him back or not? Because he's going to be expensive.
Oh, Jack is saying walk Marriott.
Walk Marriott, huh?
Oh my God.
Jeremy Chin is a definite keeper. He had to be second behind. He had to be second behind Bobby Wagner in tackles. He had a lot of tackles this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Marriott. I apologize, Mariota. We were wrong. Not Marriott. I'm sorry. It's
Mariota. Yeah, I mean, we were just messing with typing errors. It's good. We all do it. We all mess up my typing. Half my slides mostly misspelled. You know.
Jeff talking about some Gardner Minshew. What?
Right, Gardner Minshew.
Jack, you need to get whatever you're drinking to get 3 more of it.
Yeah, Jeff just wants us to suck. That's all.
Mariota, they got a relationship with Daniels, and he proved himself coming in behind him. We just need to keep him.
All right, good old De'Ami Brown, age 25. They say he might have some market value. We bring him back or let him walk?
Let him walk.
Let him walk. Disagree. Bring him back.
Bring him back. He might cost a little bit. I don't know.
Let him walk.
I will tell you what, he looks good when he's in his off-season workouts, but then when the season comes, for some reason, it doesn't transpire all the time to the field.
Yeah. Let him walk. Let him walk.
Right.
Somebody else
You got to keep one of the Browns. I don't care which one. You got
the other one's Noah Brown. He was our number 2 receiver. They say for about half the season until he got injured, and obviously he was notable for the good old Hail Mary catch.
The Rays Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Now, Noah Brown, let him walk.
Let him walk.
Let him walk. Besides the Hail Mary and maybe 2 or 3 clutch passes, like. Let them walk. Let the Browns go. Let the Brown boys go.
you really let every receiver go, aren't you?
Wow.
That's a free agent. Let them all go. Just completely rebuild.
We get some younger, faster, more reliable guys out the draft.
Yeah, because we got 2 guys under contract. We got Terry McLaurin and we got Luke McCaffrey. Everybody else is a pending free agent. So rebuild, huh?
Let them go.
All right.
You're expecting a lot out of draft or free agency there, buddy.
That's a lot. Yep. Okay.
That is a lot.
Tight end, John Bates. Now, he was graded out as an outstanding blocker, and he's apparently loved by the coaches. What do you think?
Keeper.
I don't know, because Ben Simmons did a lot of blocking this year, too.
Yep.
It depends on how much money John Bates. It depends on how much money John Bates wants.
Because we need receiving tight ends.
We need receiving tight ends. Not
going to be blocking. I think we only need one block.
You got your guy in Ertz.
No, hear me out.
And Sanat, if you actually throw to him and you target him, he can catch balls. He proved it. They just didn't target him that much.
So Kingsbury Air Raid offense is centered around tight ends and slot receivers. It's not really in screenplays and stuff like that. We need a guy you know what I'm saying? Because our ground game was atrocious this year. He got graded high for blocking, but who the hell was blocking every time B-Rob touched the ball? He 2 yards in the backfield.
All right. So what do you think?
Insanely good point, Shaq.
Yeah, that is good. So
that gets.
I say it depends on what his price point is, what his value is.
Yeah,
there's going to be several tight ends that are going to show up in this free agency market. There's a few of them out there. It'll be interesting to see how much we budget for the tight end position on who we're going to go out and get.
Listen, gentlemen, we got over this year with Ertz not getting injured. We got over. He's always injured every single year, and this year he didn't get injured.
Over.
And who do you have behind him? We got to stay with those guys.
All right, next one. Offensive tackle, really left tackle. Cornelius Lucas will be 34 years old. Should be a cheap backup. Do we keep him or let him go?
Nah, I keep him. He didn't have a bad season.
He didn't have a good one.
We didn't have a good one either. Hey, and it's some tight ends out here.
34 years old, you're done, dude.
There's definitely some tight ends out there for sure.
Jawan Johnson, Mike Gesicki, Tyler Conklin. Let me see.
I love
Austin. That's what I'm saying. Austin Hooper. There's some guys out here.
Austin Hooper. I love Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
Austin was good. Dusecki, I definitely love
I'm
Dusecki.
sorry, Lucas. I love you, buddy, but get out of town.
All right.
Get
Next
out.
one. Tress Way. He'll be 35 years old and was ranked number 5 in the NFL again last year.
He's
got to keep him, right?
Yeah. We need to go ahead and let him retire last year.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, he's like our modern day Darryl Green.
Yeah,
like you can't see him in another uniform.
Yep. So no, you can't. And then, guess what though? Because of how productive the offense was this year, he barely got it. Usually he makes the Pro Bowl every year. He didn't even get a chance to make the Pro Bowl this year.
It's because he didn't have enough qualifying punts to make it.
He didn't have enough qualifying punts.
Good thing.
And why wouldn't you want to stay when you're just like, man, I only punt like once every 3 games.
Exactly. Keep my rating up. Keep my money up. Yep.
He's over there. He's over there drinking all the Gatorade on the sideline.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right then. Cornerback Noah
Igbinoghene.
Yeah, Igbinoghene.
A keeper.
Me too. I'm gonna say keep him.
Yeah, if we keep him though, like a lot of the things I read up on, he did grade out a lot better in the slot than he did on the outside. So like, if we're going to keep him in the slot, that means we really need somebody opposite of Sinistro on the corner position to play, and that guy's not on our roster right now.
And Igbinoghene, what was crazy about him? He didn't get penalized that much this year. Like he actually played. He had a good class of backups. He was always in the right place at the right time. Yep.
Very consistent.
I would be okay with resigning him actually.
Absolutely.
As long as he's not expensive, and I think he'd be pretty.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
And linebacker Nick Belmore.
All right. Can anyone tell me who this guy is? I never heard his name once in the entire season. Don't get rid of him.
He was a special teams coverage guy. You wouldn't hear about him because he basically
it says phenomenal special team coverage. What? Yeah. I never heard his name once.
He graded out extremely well on special teams by the special teams coach, where they said, he just really, really good. Now he's old though. He's 36 years old.
36 years old.
They said he led the special teams in the kickoff and punt coverage. They said he was just one of those leaders on the special teams.
You mean he showed up on the field for the kick?
Don't know. That's kind of what I read, man.
He got dressed. He got out on the field. He was there. He was in coverage.
While the ball got kicked out the back.
That's why he's phenomenal.
While the ball
up to play.
While the ball got kicked out the back of the end zone.
Got kicked out the back of the end zone, but he looked the best out there when that happened.
I don't remember his name. I don't even know who that is. He never got called.
Yeah, they can let him.
Get out. 36. You're done. Retire.
I think I could have wore his jersey out there and you wouldn't have told him.
There's a steakhouse with his name on it. Belmore Steak and Seafood.
So I got a question about this list right here. It says the Washington Wild, right? 12 free agencies that the Commanders should re-sign. Why isn't Zane Gonzalez or Austin Seibert on this list? Are we gonna get one in the draft? What we gonna do? Because kickers is
Seibert's a question. Coach will agree. He's question. He started off great, right? And then he had some wild sex hip injury or something. Massage sex or something.
He was working on hip rotations, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
Hip rotations.
Hip rotation.
Something going on there with Seibert, man.
And he threw his hip out, man. You can do that sometimes. You get a little too aggressive.
I mean, listen, I have no mercy. I have absolutely no mercy. I'll show you how much mercy I have for a kicker with a hip injury. That's what I think about kickers with hip injuries.
The hip rotation.
Hip rotation. That's all he needs to do the whole offseason. A little bit more hip rotation.
The knees and ankles rotation.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, hey, I think I agree with Jack. We'll probably sign both, bring them back, let them have a kicking battle, and we'll keep one. Whether we sign the other ones at practice squad, maybe. I mean, I could probably see us doing that. I mean, because we're given like 100 practice squad slots now. It's really 16, but I remember the days where you only got 10. Right?
Oh yeah.
And that would keep
dancing. I'm dancing. Get a shack. Give me the shaky shack.
The shaky shack. All right. Well, guys, that's the show we have for you tonight. Next week, it will not be live stream. It will not be live stream. It will not be live stream next week. I'll say it 3 times. It will be pre-recorded, so you all have a week off because we're going to go blow bubbles. And then we will be back the following week with our live stream. We certainly appreciate you all. You all take care. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace out. We love you guys, man. Football Smack right here.
New viewer tonight. We love it. Thank you.